Hello, it's me. I am Sierra. This is my podcast, Sierra Talks. Also, the spin-off mini-series, We Were Doomed by the Narrative. Come in, get comfortable, do what you need to do. Like I always say, listen to this while you working, exercising, reading. Do y'all read and listen to podcasts? That seemed real crazy. Now I read and listen to music. But a podcast? But hey, people are different. People have different brains. So, okay, on this episode, I will be talking about the bear. It's so crazy. Usually I'm like, the bear. And I'm like, Hulu's, FX's, and Rice's the bear. Because that's what it is to me now. Now it's Hulu's and Rice's, FX's, Disney Plus's The Bear. So we're going to be talking about that. Specifically, like why this is going to be a We Were Doomed by the Narrative episode is a series of conversations I've had online and with my best friend about Marcus's mother's funeral and the fact that this show is literally about mourning and grief and food and that she didn't have a repast. Like, it's crazy to say because it's like, it's not a big deal, which it's not. Like, nothing's going to change. They're not going to go back and reshoot the season. They're not going to do like a special episode where we actually do get Marcus's mother's repast. But it just seemed like such a missed opportunity to give a little more depth to the black characters and to see some black traditions on television. And it just would have been nice to see because when do you see a repast? Ever. Also, baby, to talk about that funeral, nothing about, I said, like with Interview with the Vampire, I said that the writer strike beat they behind on that last episode. But this whole season of The Bear, ooh, just getting knocked upside the head, kicked in the street. Baby, y'all got beat up. But yeah, the fact that there was no repast, the funeral felt super weird. And I did some research now. Because I was like, well, maybe, even though I've seen Catholic funerals, I mean, maybe black Catholics don't do all of that. And then they were like, Sierra, what do you mean? Why would black Catholics not do all of the normal funerary things? I love the word funerary, by the way. It's an amazing word. Yeah. So we're going to get into it. I'm excited to talk about this. I've been talking about this all week. Okay. I sound so happy to talk about this lady's funeral. First of all, let me give a little lore, a little backstory. I've planned a few funerals in my day. And I've been to plenty of funerals in my day also. This is going to be a short section where I just talk about the funeral. So, the funeral. Girl, what was that? What happened? So, I don't know if anyone who listens to this is an American or isn't black American or specifically black Midwestern Christian Kojic adjacent or non-denominational black. Like, I don't know who listens, but that was like a funeral I've never seen before in my entire life. Marcus just walked in with everybody else. There wasn't a pastor or a priest that spoke, which was weird to me because I'm like, did y'all not belong to that church? Did you not? How? And if you didn't belong to the church, you could have just had the thing at the funeral home. Like, I'm thinking about this very realistically because, like I said, I have been on the planning committee of 2 funerals and, like, very traumatizing. And, like, you could have just had it at the funeral home because I'm in the Midwest. Chicago, Illinois, that is the Midwest. So I don't believe, and I don't believe that things that we would do in the city that I'm in would be that different than how they do in Chicago. I just don't see that happening. So, like, why do we have this at this random church that I'm assuming your mother didn't belong to? Why didn't you just have it at the funeral home? Why was there no priest? Why was there no pastor? Because I'm still like, I don't know if they were Catholic, and I don't know if they were like Kojic or something. I came up non-denominational, so I only know non-denominational, and I only know Kojic. Catholic, I know a little bit from research and media. I'm not an expert in Catholicism, but have seen some Catholic funerals. Didn't look like that. And there were so many just significant traditional and cultural markers that were missing. There was no music. And this is black and Catholic. There was no music at all. And I don't mean like a big choir, just one no music. Now on the Catholic side, candles, incense, none of that. Just wasn't present. That's why I'm just like, why did we have it in a church when they didn't seem to have any religious ties at all? Was just a weird choice. It was a weird choice. And it's like, we know the Bears give big Catholic. Like, there's been a lot of Catholic Christian imagery associated with their family. But it's like, so this is not a Berzatto funeral. So why are we getting Catholic, the little obituary card things? A quick Google search showed me that they're called prayer cards and they're given out at Catholic funerals. So we're assuming, okay, Marcus and them are Catholic, apparently, allegedly. And they have like a favorite prayer in the person's birthday, and they have their sunrise, sunset, and they're just like as a reminder to pray for the dead. Cute Catholicism. I like that. That's very cute. So where was anything else? Where was anything else? It just felt very bare bones and it felt very impersonal and it just felt like afterthought, especially I'm gonna try and stay on topic. Y'all know if you listen, you know the whole eulogy, the googly that he gave. If you know where that's from, leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to be not a silly goose one day. I would love to be like a serious. No, I wouldn't. I've never been serious. Sorry. I can only do it sometimes. The whole eulogy he gave that was just like, now I'm talking to Carmi, and now I'm talking to Natalie, and now I'm talking to Richie, and now I'm talking to Sydney. This is not actually about me or my life and my mother. It's all about everybody else. And the way they handled Marcus's grief is so weird, and I don't like it as a grieving girl. Um, like the whole, I think it was episode 2. Yeah, it was episode 2 of this season where they're arguing over the non-negotiables, and then Marcus comes in and they're like, we got to get back to work. And he literally said, like, don't be freaking weird. I just want to work and be with y'all and focus on that. And I don't want to talk about it. Don't make it weird. And that whole, my mom would have wanted me to be here. She meant for me to be here. And I'm like, with Carmen getting locked in a freezer and losing his mind and you flipping out on Sydney because you asked her out on a date? Sure. Absolutely. And then take us there, Bear. When I tell you that got on my nerves so bad because I don't like them using Marcus's grief as a vehicle for Carmen's growth. I don't like that because they've done such a good job at fleshing out the characters and giving us lore, giving us a backstory just to be like, so his mother is dead. How can we make this about Carmen? So how can we not do that? How can we make that boy's mother dying about him? And he and Sydney had a very cute moment, Dead Moms Club, and I was like, per period. Also, this has nothing to do with the actual like my thesis. That boy laying in that lady's hospital bed because he was like, oh, I'm so sad. I said, you better get up out that bed, call them people, tell them come pick it up. You are going to I'm like, that is a form of self-harm. Nothing about that is like, it's going to help him cope, it's going to help him heal. You are harming yourself. Please get up out that bed. Get out, get out your bed and walk. Baby, get up. That was mind blowing. Also, him turning on the heart monitor thing. I was like, oh my God, 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 please, 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 don't embarrass me. Like, also, I just rewatched the funeral scene right before I started recording to give myself a refresher. And back to the matter at hand. The whole thing about the funeral and the repast, they're really for everybody else. Like, in part, they are for the people that are mourning, like the people closest to the person that has passed away, the bereaved. Amen. It's for the bereaved. And, but it's also like, again, if you know, you know. You'd have been to a repast, so country. You'd have been to a repast, which is crazy that that is how you say that word. Because I had never seen it written out until recently, or I never paid attention to it because no one in my life says repast. We all say repass, whatever. It's low key like a family reunion, depending on like how your family is. It's low key like a family reunion. Like, y'all have seen those memes. It's like your family 30 minutes after burying you, and they like doing an electric slide, eating chicken and yellow cake with chocolate icing. And it's like, yeah. Like, leading up to the funeral is just like, you're so busy. You're so busy. You're doing a million things. You're calling people. You're making arrangements. You're paying so much money. Oh, God. Even with life insurance, baby, you still coming out of pocket for something. They gonna make sure you do. You're just doing so much, unless you related to a pastor. Thank God. Woo! Like, you gotta find a church to do the funeral at, or you have to like reserve a time at the funeral home. It's just so much. And then, yeah, baby, it's a whole lot. It's a lot that goes into planning a funeral and planning a repast. Luckily, the people who are planning the funeral, which is usually the like close family, they really don't have anything to do with the repast usually, because again, thank God, it's like I'm expected to feed people, and it's like, no, 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 that is on somebody else. Like, that is not your responsibility at all. But the fact that I got kind of sidetracked, because like I said, I'm looking at this realistically, and as a girl who's mourned, it just felt inauthentic. There we go. It felt inauthentic. For a very authentic feeling show, it felt extremely inauthentic to not have some kind of repast or some kind of, girl, did they even have a wake? Ooh, child, did they even have a viewing? Who did the body? Like, they just threw Marcus little stuff together. But yes, coming from my background, like I said, I grew up non-denominational. My best friend Kojic, so I say I'm Kojic, not in law. I'm step Kojic. And baby, I done been to some funerals, and I've never seen one so quiet. And I mean, like, old people funerals, young people funerals, middle-aged people funeral. I have been to so many funerals, and I've never been to one where there was just no music and there wasn't a repast. Very strange goings on. Chicago, is that how y'all do? If you from Chicago and you listening, baby, set me straight. Let me know what's happening in Chi-Town, because that's weird. That's weird. Like, as a black person looking at another black person have a music-less and food-less funeral? Music and food? Huh? Like, when I mean, that's most cultures, but I am black. So when I think of black culture, I think of music and food. And, like, that was completely absent on a food show. There we go. Back to my point. See, I'm doing it. The Bear is a food show. The show is about food. Even the chaotic Christmas episode in season 2, which is one of my favorite episodes, 8 Down, comfort episode, instant classic. It was very much so about the food. Like, they're in the kitchen and they're hustling and bustling, and the mom is having whatever kind of episode she was having. And and there are lobsters being broken down and sauce being stirred and fishes being put into the oven and cannolis on a tray and there's a fork sticking out of the cannoli. Like there's so much and there's so much drama and there's so much trauma and heartache and pain and lore, because now we're seeing like we're getting so much information and there's still so much food because it's a food show. And then they get to the black funeral episode and there's no food. That is just wild to me. And I know it's not the Marcus show, but also you take the time to flesh out these characters and tell us about them and give them all of this focus. We got to see him in Copenhagen with Will Poulter. Is that his name? But when it comes to his mama funeral, you're just like, oh yeah, she like died or whatever. Don't nobody have to eat. Like, all them people at that funeral, nobody planned a repast. Ain't nobody cook. Child. Again, Chicago, is that how y'all do? Let me know. It's not looking good for you, Chicago, baby. It's safer there than it is here, so I guess it is looking good for you. Like, let me not talk too much. That's why the thumbnail is a menu of foods that you would typically see at a repast. Because if you go to a black repast, and when I say black, I am speaking about the kind of black that I am and that I was raised around. Black, Midwestern, somebody grandma from Mississippi or Arkansas or Tennessee, came up in the black church. Like I said, Kojic, non-denominational. That's how I came up. If you go to one of them funerals, one of them repasts, first of all, the funeral is gonna have music. There will be an A and possibly a B selection, and also the choir is going to sing at some point, especially if the person that passed went to that church. And I'm talking about in the church because that's where they had Marcus' mama funeral. That's how that goes. Also, the pastor gonna speak. Either the pastor or the funeral director is going to speak. Like, it's not on the bereaved to speak and be the sole speaker. That is not common. That's why I'm just like, it felt inauthentic. It's like, do y'all have, who wrote this? Who came, who greenlit any of these ideas? And then the repast. Because like I said, the funeral, everything leading up to it is like, it's like the big game. It's like the big event. It's like you got to find something to wear. You got to make sure everybody's going to be in town. You have to do all these things. Do you have a family plot, or do you have to like pay for another piece of dirt to put your beloved in? Like, are you going to do cremation? There are so many things leading up to the funeral, and it's usually a week. So when you get to the funeral and the repast, you are blowing off steam. Like, depending on the kind of person you are. Me, the last funeral, one of the last funerals and repasses I went to that I was part of the planning committee on, baby, by the time I got to the repast, my mind, for one, I was still kind of in shock, but my mind was just like finally able to shut down a little bit and to take some kind of breath and be around all of these people that I love and care about. People literally that I had not seen since high school came and were there in support of me, and it was amazing. It was just a beautiful thing. I felt very loved and I felt very supported, and it was just a very beautiful thing that I would have liked to see for Marcus. Like, it's about the food, but it's also about the support. Where is Marcus's community? Is it only his coworkers? Like, is he only in community with the people that he works with that he does not see outside of work? And Chester? I be forgetting about Chester. The season forgot about Chester. That is not my fault. Because where was Chester? I would have loved to see Marcus be and held up by members of his community or members of his family. You mean to tell me, like, was his mama only child? Like, he ain't had no cousins, aunties, uncles, nothing. Despite all those people that were at the funeral, because, like he said, she loved everybody. You could tell by all the people that are here. Like, so who cooked? It's just very, and it's like this in a lot of cultures. It's not black specific. It's very much so cultures of color. We love via food, like we care with food. And asking someone, have you eaten, is a way of saying, like, oh, I care about you. I'm trying to nourish you. I'm trying to care for you by providing you with nourishment, something to keep you going. And like if you've even seen a funeral in movies, like the little Wagon movies, it's like, oh, you need to eat. Also, I'm only picturing white movies. Do y'all not? I'm trying to think about soul food. Soul food was real big on like. Anyway, girl, I'm not thinking of soul food. Nope. Because you know what the family did for me? The fact that that wasn't in the script. The fact that that was not in the script or the slap in The Best Man. Ooh, baby, we love black women. Oh boy, where did I go? Okay, feeding people to show them that you care. Because sometimes that's all you can do. It's like sometimes, baby, the most I can do for you is feed you. I don't have the words. I don't know what to say to you. You lost your mother. I'm going to make sure you eat. I'm going to make sure you're eating and that you're taken care of. That is what I can do for you. Like they had Sydney make food for Natalie and her baby. I literally just thought about that right now. Or there's a comedian I really like, and when his brother passed away, they did a thing called a food train where different members of his community, his friends, his loved ones would cook or order food, and they made sure that during his time of grief, during his time of mourning, that they never had to worry about like cooking, grocery shopping, any of that because they were going through it. It was a sudden death also. So their friends made sure to feed them and to take care of them. Where was that for Marcus? Where was that for Marcus? His mama died and he was like, well, she dead. And Carmen was like, I know it's like that. Somebody died. Why I do him like that? Why did I do Carmen like that? Sorry, Carmen. I love you, Carmen. You fictional man, you. Because he is fictional. Just in case. Just got to point that out. He's not a real person. Where was that for him? Where was that support for him? I think that's very odd. I think that's very strange. Okay. But yeah, and just a little info. I'm not gonna get too like historically accurate. Repasses, like I said, they're like family reunion-ish. It's just like getting together with your loved ones after a very, very hard time. You're coming to the end of that hard time, or you're exiting one part of that hard time. Because after the funeral is over, you're still sad, you're still depressed, you're still devastated, you're still shocked, you're still going through it. But because you are putting on a kind of performance, you have to emote the proper way and like show the right amount of grief without making people think that you're being self-pitying or that you're looking for attention, even though someone in your life literally is gone forever now. There's a performance aspect to it, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But no one truly expects you to do that at the repast. It's like we here to eat. You go through the little buffet line, you get your chicken, you get your meatballs, salad, whatever else they got. They got a table full of desserts. You go through all that. Get you a soda, get you a little drink. It depends. Like I said, I'm from a church family. Uncle is a pastor. My granddaddy was a pastor, so ain't no drinking at all the functions. However, if you were from a different kind of family, you might have you a little drink to the side, which is fine. That's not judgment. That's literally just how I experienced these kinds of events. We was not drinking, girl. We're in the church basement. Not we not drinking. But okay, yeah. It was just like I said, a missed opportunity to show some black American culture. Like, that just would have been nice to see. Like, why do I have to watch like a freaking like Tyler Perry play? No shade to Tyler Perry. The thing is, I know folks feel how they feel about Tyler Perry and then plays from back in the day. Y'all feel how you want. I have very fond memories attached to them. That is y'all business. We all have different opinions. We all have different opinions, and I respect that. Also, y'all, that's a big thing for me. If you don't like something, that's fine. If I don't like something, it's fine. We're talking about TV shows and movies and things. It's fine to have differing opinions. That is completely normal. Because if we all had the same opinion, life literally wouldn't be fun. We'd all just be doing the same thing. Okay, but yeah, before I wrap this up, have a humor things that are on my mind. I'm so sorry. You'll just have to bear with me. I have to stop. I'm only British sometimes. I'm only British, like, with my friends. Because I'm very much so American. I'm not British at all. I'm just a silly goose. Okay, thoughts. Show more black culture. What's the point of having black characters if you're just going to be like, oh, yeah, they're there? No. What do you mean? Care about us, care about our stories, care about how we grieve. Oh God, I guess I'm not done. Care about how black characters grieve, how black people grieve, how we come together in a time of need, in a time of sorrow. Show that. Like, it's very, I don't know, it's kind of disheartening. And it's like, I want to see myself in media. Like, how many, like, black Midwestern families are on TV? Oh, Sister, Sister. A like, 30-year-old television show? I'm really trying to think, like, who is black Midwestern regular, especially because they're like regular, like they're not like rich and famous. Marcus is a regular dude who went to school. He went to college on a football scholarship. He got a job at the phone company. How old is Marcus supposed to be? Anyway, and then he was working at McDonald's, and then he ended up working at the Beef. Now he works at the Bear. He's been to Copenhagen. It's like, give us a little bit more. Like, how do just regular black people do things? And by regular, I really just mean not wealthy, not rich. Yeah, like by regular, I just mean like not rich and not wealthy. Like, this isn't Blackish. Like, this is an Empire, and it's also not like a tragic show. We're not watching like Snowfall. Like, just like a regular black household. And I guess we kind of get that with Sydney and her daddy. Also, Robert Townsend is just a treasure. He's just my favorite little guy. That is an old man. But he's just my favorite little guy, and I love seeing him on my television screen. He kind of looks like my daddy, and it's very cute. And I love him, and he's so cute, and I love him so much. My little Mr. Old Man. I got a Mr. Old Man on both my little shows. Eric Bogosian and Robert Townsend is crazy. It's so crazy. How did we get here? But yeah, show black people, show black people, show black American traditions. So I'm going to sign off. This was very fun. I was very excited to talk about this because it was just weird. It just bothered me that on a food show, there was no food for the black character's time of mourning. And we used his eulogy to his mother to like speak to Carmi and all the stuff's going on with Carmi. Oh, Carmi's the main character. Like, I just wanted more for Marcus and more for the black characters on that show. But you know what we were? We were doomed by the narrative. Editing Sierra again. Again, sorry for sound quality. It is what it is. I want to thank my friend Alicia from Tumblr for confirming that I should make this episode. And she always has really good input and really great ideas. And yeah, thank you, Alicia. Hey, I'm recording my outro as I'm editing this, so I'm sure it doesn't sound that great because I have my headphones on and I'm not my microphone. Yeah, I really have fun doing this. I just wanted to record the beginning of the outro. I have other things that I said. Okay, bye. I just want to say hi. Sorry for calling y'all girl. Very sorry. That is how I talk. I don't know what your pronouns are, and I'm very sorry. Um, I'm working on saying y'all more because it's more inclusive, and I never want to exclude anyone. So yeah, sorry for the girl, y'all. Is that all? Did I have anything else to say? There should have been a recast, and I'll never get over it because it was so freaking weird. I was gonna talk a little bit about Tina in this episode, but that can be its own episode. Thanks, the bear, for having such a kooky, crazy season that I can make multiple episodes of this podcast on. Because the Tina episode, oh boy, the Tina episode. I think this is going to be a short one, y'all. Also, I'm so tired. I've been woke since 6 a.m. It is now 10:11 p.m. I done went summer everywhere. My sister and I went to the farmer's market, and that was so fun. And then we went to the florist, We went to the florist, and I got some flowers. And then we went to Home Depot because I want to go to Home Depot because I like Home Depot. Apparently, a lot of neurodivergent people like Home Depot, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but it just hit. The music is always good. I like the smell of like the wood and stuff. It's a bunch of cool stuff to look at. It's like a museum. I love Home Depot. Home Depot is one of my favorite just random stores to go in. I was like, I can get some like more Glade plugins or something. I could find something to get. So we went to Home Depot literally just for fun. And then we went to Aldi because I need to get like groceries. Because baby, I went up in that farmer's market. Look, I saw black folks selling incense. I said, thank you. Oh, you got soap too? Thank you. Another black man selling soap he had made. Throw it in the bag. Some homemade pasta from this white lady. Smells amazing. It's garlic. I have to look at the bag. I think it's like garlic fettuccine, but you can smell the herbs and the garlic just in the fresh pot, like the dried pasta. Oh, it smells so freaking good. And I'm gonna make that for dinner tomorrow. Oh my god. I have some lamb in my refrigerator. Well, in the freezer. I made some lamb last week. Like I made a leg of lamb and froze it. Like I braised it and then like portioned it and froze it because I am a culinary girl. Oh my god, that's gonna be good. I can't wait. Yay. Know what I'm making for dinner tomorrow because I was so like, I want to make this pasta. Also, it doesn't stink, but it is a very strong smelling thing. I need that cooked pronto. Yeah, so today was really fun. I had a ball today, honey. I was outside, and I always have fun spending time with my sister. So that was nice. But yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. The thumbnail is cute. I am very proud of myself. I want to thank my very good friends, Indy and Meezy and Sydney, did you have some input? I don't remember. I'ma thank you anyway, cause you're one of my little babies. Um, for giving me input on my thumbnail. It was so much fun. I was like, oh my god. Like I'm very like I got the template off of Canva and changed the colors and downloaded the like linen looking image so it could look like a linen menu. Like I'm very proud of it. I'm very pleased with my Canva work. Graphic designer era. Yeah, I had a great time recording this. Thank you to the people that are leaving nice comments on my videos. Thank you so much to the people not leaving nice comments. I hope you be okay. Yeah, like I'm really enjoying this. It's very fun. I figured out a way to make my life easier as far as uploading goes, thank God. Um, I literally was just talking to Indy, so I'll hopefully be doing some episodes with Indy in the future. Yeah. I'm gonna sign off. I'm so sleepy. It is now 10:36 p.m. and I have been up since 6:05 a.m. Okay, but I hope y'all have a lovely week ahead of you. I hope your summer is going well. I hope good things are happening to you. We live in a very crazy world, so please, any win you can get, count the win. There are so many things happening. It doesn't matter what the win is. You found $1 on the street. Somebody told you they liked your shoes. You got a good grade on something. Some of y'all are in summer school because some of y'all are like very determined. Meezy, I'm talking to you. Like, whatever the win is, honey, take it. Cherish it. We need the wins. But yeah, I hope you have a great week coming up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening. Bye.